In this one we will take a look at alternate vendors and the new players coming onto the market. We are getting closer and closer to this parity of liquid refueling and electric vehicles right there. So welcome to a dog park somewhere in central Pennsylvania, just outside Harrisburg actually. This is the Loves in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. It's a dog park at the Loves with EV charging right next to the gasoline pumps. So
okay, just a flying road trip from Boston to Pennsylvania and back. So I'll reset the trip meter. We're at just under 89% because we have destination charging set up to 90%, and that's what we'll start with on the GOM. 223, around 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour local driving and some highway. Let's see what we get on the way to Pennsylvania. So you have 5 dispensers, Optronic HYC 400s, as we've started to become used to. All have CCS1 handles, which possibly reflects the age that this site's been in permitting, how long it's been in the works, but could be switched out at some point in the future. You've got 3 of the dispensers serving 2 stalls. That's those 3 right here, again all CCS1 handles. Those are all going to be dual power, so up to 400 kilowatts solo, but 200 kilowatts if it's shared and 2 vehicles are plugged into the same dispenser. And here you've got the solo stalls, which are one for accessibility, a little bit wider. They're only going to serve 1 stall each, and you've got a single handle on each, so they haven't loaded that up with an extra CCS. You've just got the one, and that's going to be full power, so you're only going to if you're in a higher power EV that's going to get 300 plus kilowatts, you're going to be able to guarantee that you'll get the power there. Rated for 400 kilowatts output. Made in USA, so although this isn't receiving any funds, they've started their manufacturing here and are good to go with it. Just walk across the road to Shake Shack, we'll do the drive-through and then come across. You can walk over to Whole Foods for a slightly larger grocery run, or there's Panera Bread across the road there. So solid location. It's going to be really useful for us. This is one of those where there was Walmart before, still is there. It's been upgraded to Electrify America's latest hardware, but still only 6 stalls. So now you're going to get this only up to 8, admittedly, not the full 10 that we've seen at some of the Buc-ee's or above. But this is going to be solid because, as I say, it's also got this over the road. You can see some EVs charging up. You've got a Polestar 2 over there, Mach-E pulling out here, as I know he's gone already the other way, and then a Chevy Bolt EV on the 3 Deltas over there. There's 2 handles on each, and then one of the smaller ones, 3 350 kilowatt Deltas and 2 100 kilowatt stubby ones. But it's going to be a really nice location. Obviously it's even more pleasant in the sunshine and being able to park, but last time I came here this was all blocked off under construction. That was early April. Now it's late May, Memorial Day, and you have what is essentially a finished site just waiting to be activated. So super excited about this one, can't wait to use it, and expect a full site report and test in the near future. Good stuff to see here. About an hour and a half in, I suppose, because I stopped a couple of times to think around town. Left around 10, it's now 11:40. So yeah, 95 miles driven from 90%, 109 miles left, so we'll stop somewhere in probably western Connecticut or eastern New York. One of the OG new options to try here. Supercharger in Brewster, New York. Actually does have Magic Dock in, one of the first locations to come with that, but this one has a weird vagary which we'll look at in a sec. Capped at 97 kilowatts. I used the A to Z adapter as a backup for reasons we'll look at in a second here. This is quite a cramped little location. I would ideally use that station that's in use by the Model Y there, and that's the side loading station, but as it turns out I'm in the leftmost stall as you look at it, so I won't be blocking anybody. It's not quite as busy as it was when I got here. There was a Kona Electric in, which obviously works well because they just nose in and their port is at the front, and then there was another Tesla that just pulled away. So I am the only non-Tesla here at the moment, except for these folks who must be traveling with someone, because they're both gases, just kind of taking up extra space, which isn't great in this spot because at the moment this Model Y is going to struggle to get out. But I'm not going to be here too long. I just wanted to kind of see what it looks like. We've added about 15% there in coming up on 10 minutes. So I'm just going to unplug, and the next option down the road is a Rivian Adventure Network, which has been in the process of upgrades. So I'm going to get out of the way of this one, which only has one stall available now by the looks of it, maybe two, another one behind that Tesla, but getting a bit crowded and probably going to hit some lunch crowds here soon. So we'll unplug, see what we got for 10 minutes. At 100%, so I think 200 miles, 100 to probably 4 or 5% would be realistic. But that gets you from Boston to Newburgh here, which is kind of just on the River Hudson. And this is going to be a station where we'd normally have gone to the Electrify America. That was when we had the free charging, and we may actually still be the best option. I'm going to go to the Rivian because I want to kind of keep this theme going of new options. It's been upgraded, but it's expensive, especially compared to EA, at least what I think the EA price is. So we'll get off here, take a look at how busy the RAN is, and compare the pricing to some of the other options in the area. Okay, so this one is interesting. It's kind of right at the same place as a Tesla Supercharger, which was actually packed. I'll have to look at the pricing on that, or if it's one that's even available to non-Teslas. That's in the other side of this lot at these shops at Union. But let's jump into this. It's definitely expensive, but it is convenient in terms of payment and power. So let's plug in and see how that goes. There goes the only one that was here. Probably started up within about 20-30 seconds. I'd expect we'll get full power here. You'll see this in a sec, that's where the kicker is. Real shame, because these are great stations and very useful at the moment. So you can see the benefit of this. It's just ridiculously quick to start. It delivers all the power you want, and they're quiet. You know, I mean, we haven't had a chance to really see the Rivian Adventure Network get utilization yet, because it has only just been overhauled. But the pricing is going to be a barrier here. So a minute 3, it's probably like 64 cents per kilowatt hour. Yeah. So this is where it's a problem. That's just right on the top of the scale of charging pretty much anywhere in the country, let alone New York and Northeast. And even for Rivian, that's not particularly cheap. You know, there's no membership here, so we got that issue. I won't stay here too long because that's just pricey. But you can see it's nice and quiet. It's in a good place, better than the Tesla in some ways, at least as far as I haven't really had a chance, and probably won't have a chance to take a picture, but you can see on PlugShare it's kind of right next to a restaurant, so it's busy, a little bit narrow. But you've got 6 dispensers here. They've all been upgraded. Formerly they would have been these shorter dispensers that probably capped off around here, and they've got an extra few feet. They've got the cable up top, and it looks like they're kind of just it may have been the same dispensers kind of packed onto another one. I'll have to compare this to the original build in New York, but I'll get some photos and I'll look at how much we get in the kind of 8-9 minute charge, but it's going to be expensive on that. So it did a pre-authorization of $25. It's already at 16. You can just see that racking up, but it is really going to town. It's very quick. So this is going to be an expensive one, but that's how it goes, and you pay for power here, I guess. So anyway, let's stop that. So 9 minutes 30 seconds of charging. It does tell me idle time will start. Let's just see what the idle fees were. 50 cents a minute. It's pretty standard. I think EA is 40. And you can scan for your digital receipt, which my wallet's in the car, but you can see that. That's about the same amount of time charging. Obviously, because you're paying by kilowatt hour, the fee is very different because there's a lot more power here. But I added almost 35 kilowatt hours here in that session of just under 10 minutes. And we can overlay on the screen here what I got from the Supercharger. But an interesting addition to the area. Definitely going to be less stressful than your Superchargers if your port's in a weird place particularly, or if they're just busy, which Teslas are going to be on Memorial Day. And yeah, it's a new option, another new option. iONNA Scranton, Pennsylvania, as I say, is the closest to us, and this is still on early pricing, member whatever pricing it's going to call it. Just a little bit north of Scranton. This is also where we've got a bunch of options. One of the first NEVI sites, Pilot Flying J in Pittston. Electrify America on the wrong side of Scranton, not very helpful, but has been upgraded recently. And yeah, but we'll head up, see what the iONNA experience is like. So Scranton Rechargery Relay at Sheets. These are the NACS handles. I'll have a full look at the site in a bit here. I'm going to use charge points. 3A I'm going to be on over there, easily marked. It's marked the same in the app here. So, pull that handle out. Should be nice and easy to move, even if I have it parked ideally, because that kick swing arm up there does a really good job. So those are about as easy as it gets. Very simple to do one-handed, and then I just will hit the start charge point up, plug in, already plugged in. I think I screwed that up by starting it up. So let's try that again. See, I got the zeroed out session here. So you've got your 35 cents kilowatt hour, no idle fee, no flat fee, etc, etc. And there's an authorizing thing. You can see it. If I'd looked at this, it would have been fine. There's an accept. It tells you the power and... Oh, that's what it was. I just didn't look at the screen. Alright, so don't be impatient. Read the screen and do what it says. Very close. It's still ramping by the looks of it. So I have seen these. It's not the first charge on an Alpatronic because we've done the BP Pulse Gigahub, but you do have the nice details, amperage, voltage, energy delivered. And this is the key one really that helps people kind of understand the charge curve. Here's your average rate. So you may have got 200 and something at some point, but over the course of a 20-30 minute session, what was your average? So lots of information as well. They're kind of indicating that this is half finished. They've got these in to be useful to people, but you're going to get a Sheets aligned brand canopy at some point, early 2025. That's running out of time to deliver. Google Pay, Apple Pay, all that good stuff, Samsung Pay, all very clear. You've got your identification down here. So, all looking good. So not quite the heights of the Rivian charger, but definitely right up there where we'd expect it to be. Night and day compared to trying to get anywhere on the Superchargers. So this is solid so far. Good power, definitely much better rate. I mean, you're almost half what it cost on the Rivian station. We'll have to see what we get here in the 9 minutes once we have that, but you also get the nice kind of information through the screen. Let's see what the charge point app shows. It's actually, once you get here, quite a nice region. I mean, it's a nice day as well. We've got the Bolt driver maybe coming out there. And yeah, I'll hop into the store once we've got 9 minutes here. Charge point app, that gives you the graph too, so there's a brief dip, but it's ramping up pretty nicely now, delivering a good level. So no complaints there. Okay, so some weirdness going on with this one. It's been stuck down at 57 to 59 kilowatts for some time here actually. This is a weird little step off, never seen that kind of thing with the Ioniq 5. Usually it'll hit here, hold it, come down a bit, hold it, and then go gradual taper. But you've got it peaked in that first 10 minutes, got to its pretty close to its peak, and then just fell off a cliff as we watched it around the 10-minute mark. So we got a good first start, and then it's just limited amperage since then. Not sure what's going on, but our average here will drop and drop and drop. It's all good, we've got plenty here, don't really need to continue anymore, so I'll just stop it up. But slight weirdness there. I'll look into that, see what it was afterwards. So all in all, 11 to 84% in 28 minutes, the better part of. Probably could have unplugged about 5 minutes ago and really been at 80%. Really good here is the cost, obviously, $21.67 for 56 kilowatt hours almost. It was a very good price for DC fast charging. And charging detail, you've got this slightly questionable graph there with the high peak, great, and then not so good from this section. But whatever the case, we got our charge, good rate, and we'll be on our way. Okay, so next stop on our alternative vendors tour will be Love's in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. Plenty of juice here, but the fun and games of this one, many of them actually, will be the extended canopy. Will be right next to the gasoline providers, pumps, and it's half off pricing at this location and Slippery Rock. The first two NEVI stations for Love's in Pennsylvania are both at 30 cents per kilowatt hour for the week of Memorial Day, or at least starting on the weekend and then through the middle of the week. So that'll be a nice little extra to offset some of the more expensive charges. But there, this has the Omniport. That's kind of cool, so you can select it. There's your little differentiator if you were driving a Tesla. No. CCS only. There we go. You can see that's got an extra piece in it as well that we wouldn't normally see. communicating with EV. 320 kilowatts shared power, so done. So 39 minutes remaining. Not sure if that's me being at 90% target charge or just lag. Looks like it's coming down. Very specific amperage and voltage down to the decimal. So the Rivian got us up to 230s, no problem for the whole session. The iONNA got us up to 230 briefly, and then fell after about 8 or 9 minutes. Let's see what the ChargePoint Express Plus at Loves can do. And you can see we're on the lower rate here. You can actually see a graph as well, so we've got a nice power. It's also pretty cool telling you available power. I think this is new. I've seen people posted about that. That's how much they could push, although it says, yeah, it's about 320, that's right. Vehicle's requesting 229, so if it goes down for any reason, we should be able to see if it's the car or the hardware, but for now, EV limited, and all looking good. Looks like there's a McDonald's in there, Chester's Chicken, and it's dinner time, so let's go grab some food. One dropped down a little earlier as well. We will play with the cables, see if this there you go. It's a little less elegant than the Magic Dock, but still omniport in effect. You just select the next connector instead of CCS, so CCS, and that'll come out, unlock, CCS, select the next. If this was a Tesla pulled in next to us, a little bit of a push and pull, and out it goes. So, pretty neat system, not dissimilar to Magic Dock, but I'm done on ours. Don't need to go beyond where we're at. Perfectly reasonable session. Finishes up. Charging complete. And they're a nice bargainous 30 cents per kilowatt hour, so thank you to Loves for that promotional rate. So happy days, very straightforward charge. Nice to see NACS and the Omniport filtered in there. Did see EV charging signs on the way in from the interstate, and just generally a pretty good experience. You're right here, obviously it has the benefit of being one of those truck stop locations where you're literally hopping right off the interstate and back on again. So I-81 connects here with I-78, just a little bit north of Harrisburg. So as we have light, just one more squeezed into the day, because it is still an alternate vendor, one of the Francis Energy NEVI sites that's gone live in Pennsylvania this year, bringing them the furthest east they've been, in PA. They were previously in Ohio. So there you go, the Francis Energy big available halo light at the top. like the screens on these, very big and clear. We've got CCS1, plug first to start. Authenticate your session using one of these methods. So you do see the pricing right up front, that's nice and clear. Tap to pay, so just tap the phone there.
Thank you.
It's easy enough. Let's see how quickly it starts up. Got the other unit over there. So it won't actually be a fair comparison of anything here because I'm starting at such a high state of charge. Even this one's going to give me full whack. So you got to kind of hand it to all the providers, regardless if you factor out cost, amenities, convenience, whatever else. They've all given the full. Oh, there we go. Was the car getting a bit ambitious, maybe? But anyway, it showed it could go up to it, and this is probably just leveling off at the car saying, actually, don't give us too much because it's pretty high states of charge. But in terms of starting up, it's pretty easy. The screen real estate does give you some space to do things like tips. It's a 130, so it did go to town there for a second, but decided to chill out after that. So you can see the whole thing's available on this one. On this one, it gives you a little arrow, although it's kind of blocked off by the tree, but it's a neat little extra good feature of the unit. You can see from the green on that side that it's also charging, so that would be a giveaway as it gets dark here. Whereas these are both blue, and yeah, nice enough units. That's still a solid power level if you're getting 200 kilowatts with 4 vehicles charging. Gonna max out a lot of stuff, and screen real estate gives you a lot of space to play with information. So you've got all your power information, order of operations, connectors, I guess, to take you to maybe an app or something. All that good stuff. What happens if I press info? Regulatory stuff I don't need to know. You can change the language. Doesn't actually help me that much. Let's have a quick look at our session, then unplug so that we don't get hammered by the costs here. Alright, so already up to $5 for the better part of 10 kilowatt hours. Let it get to 10 or just stop it up? What do we think? Let's stop it up. Yes. So 4 minutes, 9 kilowatt hours, $5, 0 tax. It's interesting. I thought Pennsylvania had a tax on the alternative fuels, so maybe they're just doing net pricing and factoring that in behind the fee. Yeah, perfectly fine actually. Not too shabby. Like the lighting, like the signage. You've got your infrastructure all over here. Really got enough time to do a full site tour, but you know, solid piece of kit, good location in general. There was a $50 hold on my card from that, so that's about standard. We'll see how quickly that gets refunded for the $5 charging. And then you can see the proximity here. You've got I-81 that way, and then I came off that. I'll head up to I-76 now. It's probably about 2 or 3 miles up, so use the facilities and be on our way.
So takeaways before we lose all the light here. A lot of new vendors, a lot of new options down this, many routes really in Pennsylvania. We didn't even really touch on I-80 in this trip down. Maybe we'll touch that on the trip back. But the point being, the NEVI sites have started to come online. You've got Francis Energy in here now. You've got Loves. They may have come anyway. I would say probably not in the case of Francis. They seem to be very heavily on the NEVI tip. So if they don't have a NEVI award, they're possibly not going in there. But Loves, I think, would have eventually showed up. They've had sites that were not NEVI in New York, and we'll probably do the same in other states. But it's just interesting to see these starting to get online. What it means is that you're getting some of the ones that are right off the interstate, the travel stops. Obviously that's been a big part of the NEVI program, but also Pilot Flying J, which is another one we haven't touched on. They were just a little bit further out, although again you have a few sites that we probably could have got to. There's just a lot more options than the previous Electrify America and occasional EV Go, but you can start to fine-tune some of these to your trip now. So if you wanted to have a meal, you could certainly go to the place like the Rivian Adventure Network was at, and the Mercedes-Benz high-power charging even that wasn't open yet, but which is at that extensive shopping and dining area. There's a lot of places like that you'll be able to make your choice, and then there's the ones that are just travel stops, you know, for the 24/7 kind of traveler. If you're traveling through the night, the 24/7 aspect of that, being able to get a coffee, being able to get that little snack just to keep you going. Same with Loves, Sheets and Wawa particularly. NEVI funded or not, there's a lot of Tesla Superchargers at the Wawas and some of the Sheets. Electrify America has had that presence with Sheets as well as Walmart. So you have a bunch of the existing options plus these new ones. And this is just, you know, a kind of 500-mile stretch from the East Coast over into the Midwest starting to be, but it's true of Ohio as well. And there's a bunch of these places that in that kind of Midwest to Northeast region, this would be true. So I'm positive on it. Obviously the costs are something that need to be kind of looked at and reined in. You've got everything from almost home prices at that special offer, got some of the welcome pricing at the Mercedes-Benz high-power charging, which will be welcome. But again, how long those are going to last, I don't know. That's going to be what we're going to have to see. Good job Pennsylvania on the NEVI side. Good job to all the vendors that we've visited today for getting these online, delivering full power, and generally in good places. Hopefully this video motivates you to take an EV road trip this summer. There's lots ahead, and it's only going to get better as more and more sites open up, and a lot more iONNA action in our future as well. Let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.